So in this video, we're going to be exploring Thunkable, particularly Thunkable X. So there used to be Thunkable Classic, and Classic was a bit different and you couldn't do iOS, but in the new Thunkable, you can actually make iOS apps. So let's figure out, and you can see like I've been playing with Bubble for a while, to make an app. So let's click create a new app, and we're just going to call it test for launch, similar to what we did with the Bubble. And you can make it public or private. You need a paid plan to make it private, which I don't have. So we're just gonna go ahead and make it public so everyone can see it. So in Thunkable, you have different screens, right? And so screen one, and you can rename them. So I'm just gonna call this home screen. Oops. Call it home screen. And then I'm going to create another screen by adding the plus, clicking this plus button and calling this show screen, right? So on the home screen, similar to Bubble, you can have different user interface sliders, switches, canvas, a loading icon, a date input, a time input, PDF reader, like, and different layouts, right? So for now, I'm just going to do similar to Bumble. I'm just going to put a button on the screen, and I'm going to call it, and I'm going to say click me. So button, I'm going to rename it button underscore click, right? So, and then I'm going to set some options just to make it a bit bigger. So I'm going to say fill container, which will make it horizontal under height. That's not what I wanted. I'd say fit content. I think I'm actually just going to leave it like this. Maybe I'll make the font size 25. And then I will add some padding. That's your margin. Sorry, I'm going to add some, maybe 25. Padding everywhere, 25. There we go. Actually, I don't like the way that looks. Yeah, I'm just gonna remove all that padding that I created and just leave it as a regular button. But you can control how the buttons look, right? So on the show screen, I'm just gonna put a picture. So let's look for a picture that we can use, just so that we can, you know, see the difference between the two screens, right? And then this is just going to be a picture. I'm not going to actually put a picture because I don't want to take up too much time. So I just wanted to show you how Bubble works. So Thunkable. I just did the Bubble video, so my brain is getting a bit confused. In Thunkable, instead of using workflows, we use blocks. And so for each, you have this blank screen and you can do different things. So you can take, if you click button click me, you'll see all the different actions that can happen, right? So you can say, let's go button here. When button click me is clicked, do something, right? So you can now say, if you go to, I think it's control, yes, navigate to, so you can navigate to a new screen, right? And there's this little click when you thunk things in, which is where they get the name Thunkable. And we can say like, when the button is clicked, navigate to the show screen, right? Now, the thing with Thunkable, and it's going to be hard to demo this, is that when you click live test, you have to download the Thunkable app on your phone, right? Ooh, they have a new feature. I'm just saying this. Yes, and you can test it and you can see it here. So if you click, it will take you here to the next screen, but we didn't put a picture there. So I'm just going to go to show screen, go back to design. I'm going to add a label. And on that label, I'm going to say this is the show screen, right? And then I'm going to, let me upload a picture because let me do a cat picture. Picture of cats, right? And I'm going to take the URL for, oh, this is a pretty kitty, for this picture, and say copy image address, put it here, type in my URL. Oh, I can't use that one. It says data image. You're looking for one that actually has a URL. So let's try this one. Yes, that's an actual URL. So let's go back to Thunkable and put that there, right? And you can see the pictures. So now when we do a live test, quickly, it will take you to the show screen. So you can see how things move and you can control. So there are lots of different things. So you can also have input. So let's put on the show screen, let's put a text input that is called, so in this one you drag and drop instead of, yeah, so type here, I'm going to say hint, name your cat, right? Or enter your cat's name. Right? And so I'm going to change the width is fine. 80%, I think that's fine. And then I'm going to name it. Okay, I'm just going to leave it at text input 1, and I'm going to add a button and move that to the bottom and say name. Save. I'll just make it save, right? And then we're going to update this text with the cat's name, right? So enter your cat's name, save. So I'm going to show you how to do that with blocks. So we're going to go to button 1, which is a button on that screen. So on that button, when button 1 is clicked, then you're going to take the label 1 and set, from label 1, set the text to some text. So you're going to drop it there. It's going to funk in place. Then you're going to say text input 1, get the text. So I'm going to say get input 1 and drop it and say text. So basically this is what I do is say set the text of label 1 to whatever the text of text input 1 is. So let's try that. So we're going to click here to go to our show screen, and we're going to name our cat Ava. And we're going to say, there's Ava. You see it updated and said what it was. So that's really it. It's really simple to use. So you just drag and drop different pieces, and they have a lot of different functionalities. So let's go back to design and see all the things that you, all the different types of components you can add. So layout will let you order this a bit better and maybe have columns and rows. Voice, so you can record sound, you can play sound, there's a speech recognizer. You can actually even use assistants, like machine learning assistants. You can add images, photo libraries, you can add a barcode scanner, you can add animation, you can add video, and they also have storage options. I get very excited when I see Airtable, because remember how I was saying you can use Airtable to create basically like a database. So if you're already familiar or have all your data in Airtable, then you can just plug it up to your app. You can also use Web API similar to the way you can in Bubble and connect to like Google Maps and all these things. You can have a media database, which you can use to store pictures and stuff like that. Contracts, blockchain, location data. You can actually use location sensors. You can use a manometer. You can connect to Bluetooth. Timers, countdown timers, you can do push notifications, you can do the share option. Oh, there's so much. Okay, we're almost done. Then authentication to allow people to sign in using Firebase and create email and password accounts. And then you can also monetize your app. So you can have like interstitial rewarded videos and banners, so you can actually make money from your apps if you have that kind of app. So that's basically how Thunkable works. Try it out, flex those muscles and see what you can build. Come up with something silly, and just do the tutorials. There's a lot of help. So if you go here, you can see documentation, you can see the tutorial. So let's just open that up. Yeah, and there's a YouTube tutorial on how to use Ooh! And the Thunkable Beaver is going to teach you how to use Thunkable. So that's it for how to use Thunkable. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Again, feel free to experiment with the tools. They both have free plans, and then the paid plans just give you more features. So go sign up for the free plans and try them out.